My Billionaires Games by J.L. Gold. Level 1, Track 5, 1 of 1, Lev Escudo, CEO of a major conglomerate. Lev Escudo, the leonine CEO of Maceda P. Enterprises, a major food conglomerate, dabs at the spilled coffee on his violet CEO's uniform. He's sitting in his penthouse office on one end of the winding Joseberg Bay, the premier business and shopping district in Joseberg, which is the capital region of the unity government of Pangaea. Or rather, he's standing now with his back to the stunning and panoramic views of Joseberg Bay Business District and its dizzying, mind-bending skyscrapers and near-continuous air traffic. He's trying to deal with the coffee he spilled down the front of his uniform, all the way down to his crotch, while simultaneously being on the phone. Luckily, Lev is handling the call via his glasses, rather than via his chief executive office phone, and hoping the coffee stain will blend into his violet CEO's uniform. Now, though, it is hot, but quickly turning to cold and wet, all the way down to his crotch. The other end of the call is trying to handle his takeout order, and Lev is trying very much to not be disconnected from the call. His chosen takeout spot is popular, and getting through to a live person or a personable AI moments before a big executive meeting is the reason Lev spills the coffee all down the front of his violet CEO's uniform, with the wetness now cooling in his crotch. It's possible Lev is going to be late for his own meeting. Yes, Lev says, dabbing at the coffee stain and ignoring his secretary knocking on his chief executive office door. Order number 3X202366GSGLEQS. Lev hears his secretary gently knocking on the door. Excuse me, sir? You requested a 5-minute warning? It's 10 minutes after the 5 minutes, sir. Lev ignores his secretary and responds to the takeout place instead. Yes, the black rice. Yes, with the gladiatorial juice. Yes, thank you. That's the confirmation code? Okay, Okay, thanks. Thank you. The gladiatorial is a rare dolphin, the juice of which is popular to eat and drink among the multimillionaire class of Pangaea. Lev hears what he imagines to be genuine concern in his secretary's voice. Sir? Are you okay, sir? He ignores it. Instead, he scrambles to record the confirmation code. Takeout orders are often messed up. Missed dumplings, undercooked noodles, all kinds of things. This place is popular because their record is said to be sterling, and their dolphin-juiced black rice is supposed to be the finest. Lev is thrilled. He abruptly opens his chief executive office door without a word to his trembling secretary and strides directly to the executive conference room where his executives at Maceda P. Enterprises are waiting for him. Barely seated in his chief executive meeting chair, Lev Escudo asks executives assembled at the long table around him, how much will it cost to add an additional ounce to each package? How soon can we implement this change in packaging? The executive tries not to stare directly at the coffee stain all down the front of the CEO's violet uniform. We could just lower the costs per package for the consumer. Lev startles the hapless executive. I'm not getting into a price war. If we battle on price, we lose. If we lower, then they lower. Tell me, how low should we go, Sir Blank in the Head? Do you want to bankrupt the company? Do you want to go back to your little Ugg home? What? You don't like your ridiculous colossum with that hideous scrap sculpture of the mother floating in the front that you call art? Lev's face is turning slightly red with chief executive rage. We need a subtle approach here, which is the exact opposite of that fugly scrap metal sculpture and your sardine idiotic mansion. Am I being too subtle? Do you understand? The executive who spoke shrinks into their seat, looking chastened. They know better than to answer any of the CEO's many rhetorical questions. Trying not to grit his teeth, Lev explains, what part of this does anyone here not understand? A different executive speaks up. They've lowered the price on the product's main inputs again. Lev asks, did you find a more expensive vendor replacement then? No. Lev is almost apoplectic. Excuse me? He chafes in his violet CEO's uniform, especially since the spilled coffee stain feels ice cold in the conditioned air of the executive meeting room. The other executive clears their throat nervously. I meant, not yet, sir? Lev looks each executive sitting at the long table directly in the eye. Impatience is boiling in his veins. It takes all of his chief executive powers to control his irritation and speak concisely. This is not just about the company, and this is not just about me. This affects each and every one of you too. Lev leans back in his chief executive meeting chair. We either solve this problem, or our next meeting will be all of us together on the floor of the Vermette Arena. Lev leans forward and jabs his fingers at the executives. And there, I'll be poking your eyes out for real.